I'm Leslie Karras, and tonight we're spending an hour with vocalist Denise Thimes and her accompanist Pete Benson as we mark the 99th anniversary of Dinah Washington's birth. We'll get to the music in just a moment. First, I'd like to mention that we are broadcasting from the studios at PianoForte Chicago, which is dedicated to helping people love the piano. More information is available at PianoForteChicago.com. A native of St. Louis, Denise Thimes made Chicago her home in 2018. With a background in both music and theater, she has a gift for storytelling and for drawing her audience into the music, no matter what song she's singing. Without further ado, then, here is Denise Thimes with Pete Benson, live from PianoForte on WDCB.
The sky was blue and high above. The moon was new and so was love. This eager heart of mine was singing, lover, where can you be? Oh, you came at last. Love had its day. That day is past. You've gone away. This aching heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to me. I remember every little thing you used to do. I'm so lonely. Every road I walk along with you. No wonder I'm so lonely. The sky is blue, the night is cold, the moon is new, and love is old. While I'm waiting here, this heart of mine is singing, lover, come on back to me. Hey. The sky was blue, the sky is above. The moon was new and so was love. This eager heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to me. You came at last, love had its day. The day is past, you've gone away. This aching heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to me. Well, I remember every little thing you used to do. I'm so lonely. Every walk I had, I walk along with you. No wonder I'm still lonely. The sky is blue, the night is cold, the moon is new, and love is old. This aching heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to me. Oh, lover, come on back to me. Lover, come back to me. and you linger like a haunting refrain. And I find you spinning around in my brain like the bubbles in a glass of champagne. You go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy brew, and I find the very mention of you like the kicker in a julep or two. The thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea, cast a spell over me. Still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. Can't you see that it could never be? You go to my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise like a summer with 1,000 Julys. Oh, you intoxicate my soul with your eyes. Ooh, though I'm certain that this heart of mine has in a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head, you go to this heart of mine has in a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head, you go to my head. A 1, 2, you know what to do. I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, bright as the stars we're under. Oh, is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We put our hearts together. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. If there's a sky above, if it is, then let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love. Shabba-ba-dip-dub-dip-dub-dip-dub-dip. I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, bright as the stars we're under. Oh, is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We put our hearts together. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. If there's a sky above, if it should rain, then let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love. I'm in the mood for love. I'm really, 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 really in the mood for love. I'm in the mood for love, love, love. Woo! Yeah.
You've been enjoying a performance by Denise Thimes with pianist Pete Benson at PianoForte, Chicago. I should say we all. I've been thoroughly enjoying the performance so far. I'm Leslie Karras, and tonight we are celebrating Dinah Washington's birthday with a live broadcast here on 90.9 FM, WDCB, as we gear up for the Chicago Jazz Festival, which begins Thursday. We'll return to the music in just a moment, but first, Denise, I wanted to have a little chat and just tell you, you absolutely had me with the first song, but the second, completely smitten. Go to my head. That's exactly what you did with the phrasing, the dynamics. It was just outstanding. And you know, one of the things that strikes me is that you weren't born singing jazz, and you didn't even sing jazz initially. You sang gospel.
Yes, I did.
Can you talk with us about your path to jazz?
My path for jazz is interesting. I developed vocal polyps on my vocal cords at a very young age. Growing up in church, you know, you sing a lot of gut-wrenching type of songs. And so when I had my surgery, after my surgery, I decided I was not going to sing gospel. I was going to sing something that was a little bit smoother, better on my vocal cords. Well, what I discovered that any music, it didn't matter, any music that you sing, if you don't sing it correct, you can develop vocal polyps. And so I wasn't trained until I actually got to college, so I had been just raw talent, just singing in church and doing my thing. So my dad, who was a radio legend, Lou Father Times in St. Louis, I went to his library and I pulled out all these singers, and I pulled out Sarah Vaughan, and I pulled out Esther Phillips, and I pulled out Carmen McRae, and I pulled out Nancy Wilson and Irene Reed, and it was just so many singers I pulled out, and I listened to them, and it was almost like, the Three Little Bears story, and I was like, this little voice is too high, and this little voice is too, and Carmen McRae was just right, and so I listened a lot to Carmen McRae, and start listening to her music, and that's how it all started. I said, I'm going to be a jazz singer. So for the longest, I was singing, and my mother, who was my best critic, and I remember doing my first CD, and she listened to it. She says, well, you just sound like a gospel singer doing jazz.
Ah.
I think I still sound that way, but anyway.
Well, speaking of Carmen McRae, she sounds like a jazz singer. There's no doubt about that. So tell us a little bit about what drew you to her singing and her style of singing.
Basically, it was just because her voice was low.
Uh-huh.
And so Nancy was very sweet, and and that whole deal was not enough. There wasn't enough fire for me at the time because I didn't understand, what I was listening to. And Esther Phillips was very bluesy in a sense, and Sarah was too difficult. and so like I said, Carmen was just right. Everything about her voice, everything about her phrasing, her style, everything about it. It resonated with me. It spoke to me.
Yeah. You brought up your father. I thought we would talk a little bit about his history, especially since, given his stature in the community, you must have had a few artists now and then dropping by the house.
We did.
Yeah.
We had some wonderful artists to drop by the house. My father was a disc jockey and a promoter. And we had James Brown, we had Aretha Franklin, Sam and Dave, if anyone remember them, and just a lot of wonderful artists that, that was when they would bring them in town. Before they left, they would always come to our home for breakfast, and my mom would fix breakfast, And I remember when Aretha Franklin came to our house, and she had rollers in her hair, but no. She had rollers, and she had this beautiful scarf on. I had never seen someone so beautiful in rollers.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I believe it.
When she left, I tried to roll my hair
just like that,
like hers, and put a beautiful scarf on, but it didn't work.
Not the same effect, huh? Well, didn't you sing at her birthday party?
I did. I sung for Aretha Franklin's 72nd birthday party.
Wow.
I got to tell you this story.
Please do.
So I met her, a doctor friend of mine had invited me to be the entertainment for her father's 75th birthday party. And I got to Detroit. And so right like at the 2 hours before the event, she goes, oh, by the way, Aretha Franklin's going to be here. And so, of course, I was nervous as all get out. And so she heard me sing there. Well, interesting enough, when I got the call, it was like one of those no caller ID calls. And I answered the phone, and I thought it was like spam or telemarketers. And I said, hello. And she says, may I speak with Denise, please? I said, speaking. And she says, hi, Denise. This is Aretha Franklin. I said, yes, ma'am. And so she says, and, I heard you at, blah, blah, blah. And I want to invite you to my 72nd birthday party to the music in March. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, and it's going to be at the Ritz-Carlton and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, what's with all this yes, ma'am stuff? You ain't no spring chicken. And I said, yes, ma'am.
So she invited you personally.
She did.
Wow. Wow.
She did. And that was like a dream come true because she was always my idol.
Uh-huh.
You know, growing up in my home, I wanted to be Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I was singing gospel, you know, because, you know, Aretha came out with gospel. She came out, she didn't know, at that time, she didn't know what her niche was, you know. She tried it all, jazz, blues, you know, gospel.
Yeah, and well, her father was a pastor too, so sure.
Absolutely. So, you know, but I just wanted to be Aretha Franklin. That's all I knew. Yeah, so to have sung for her 72nd birthday was just unreal, you know, just a wonderful opportunity.
If you're just joining us, we are broadcasting live from PianoForte Studios in Chicago, celebrating Dinah Washington's birthday with Denise Thimes and with Pete Benson. And I wonder, Denise, if we could get you to perform a little more music for us?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable. One look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. You and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms around you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to mama too. My sweet embraceable you. the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms around you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to mama. Come to mama, do. My sweet embraceable. You jealousy when they see you out with me. I don't blame them, goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose, yeah. Oh, when you're passing by, flowers droop inside, and I know the reason why. Yeah, you're much sweeter, goodness knows. You're my honeysuckle rose. Listen, I don't buy sugar. You just have to touch my cup. Oh, you're my sugar. So sweet when you stir it up. Ooh, when I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey fairly drips all your confection, goodness knows. You're my honeysuckle rose, yeah. Oh! Don't buy sugar. You just have to touch my cup. Oh, you're my sugar. So sweet when you stir it up. Oh, when I'm taking sips from your tasty lips. seems the honey fairly drip. Ah, your confection goodness knows. Yeah, confection goodness knows. Your confection goodness knows. You're my honeysuckle rose. You guys are bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blues. No. One. Wait. It is. It one. Two. Three. It go. This is what Dinah said. I'm an evil gal. Don't bother with me. Yes, I'm an evil gal. Don't you bother with me. Yeah. Well, I'll empty your pockets, leave you in misery. Yeah. Say, I'm an evil gal. Don't you bother with me, yeah. I'm an evil gal. Don't you bother with me. Say I empty your pockets, leave you in misery. Here we go, Pete. Listen. I got men to the left and men to the right. I got men every day and men every night, 'cause I'm an evil gal. Don't mess around with me. I got so many men. Lord have mercy on me. Here we go. Well, I got men to the east, men to the west, but my man in Harlem, he loves me the best. I'm an evil gal, and listen, I need an evil man, yeah. But I'm down in the dumps, 'cause I loaned him to Uncle Sam. Play a little blues, Pete, play a little blues. Oh. Don't you bother with me, yeah. I'm an evil gal, and don't you mess around with me, yeah. Say I empty your pockets, leave you in misery. Here we go now. Well, I got men to the east and men to the west, but that man in Harlem, he loves me the best. I got so many men, yeah, I don't know what to do, yeah. But I'm telling you, ladies, I'm in this too, yeah, yeah. I'm an evil gal, a evil gal, a evil gal, yeah. I'm an evil gal. Don't you bother with me, yeah. Well, I empty your pockets, leave you in misery. Woo! Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've been enjoying a celebration of Dinah Washington's birthday by Denise Thimes and Pete Benson, performing live from PianoForte in Chicago as part of our Jazz Fest Week activities here on 90.9 FM WDCB. Before we continue, we should remind you that WDCB will be hosting its own jazz lounge at the Chicago Jazz Festival this weekend. You can find us on the South Promenade Friday through Sunday with artists such as Frank Catalano, Thaddeus Tukes, and Julie Wood. The complete lineup appears on our website, wdcb.org, in the Music Lounge. Well, Denise, you know, as we were talking earlier about Aretha Franklin, and here we are celebrating her idol's birthday, Dinah Washington, I would love to hear if you could talk with us about what Dinah Washington's legacy is in your mind.
Well, most of the women of that era, I have to say that first and foremost, the thing that really hits home with me is that they dealt with the racial barriers and the gender barriers during that time. And for them to overcome them and make it look as easy, you know, as they did, you know. And so sometimes people wonder why singers sometimes are bitter, you know, and sometimes we get that label, you know, that, you know, we're witchy poos, you know, or whatever. Until you have walked in our shoes, you know. And I do my best to treat, you know, Pete nice and, you know, everything.
He's smiling.
Yeah, to treat musicians, you know, because it's tough, you know, and so I commend each and every one of them for just pushing on through, you know, Ella and Dinah and Sarah and all of the wonderful, you know, singers. And so my hat just goes off to them, and I celebrate them. And a lot of it hasn't changed. It's gotten better, but it hasn't changed. And so my thing is, if I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, my Lord, what were they dealing with? So, and so my hat just goes off to them for that. Yeah.
About her style as a vocalist and as a performer, can you talk a little bit about what excites you about what she did?
Well, I think that because Dinah, like most African-American singers, we started in the church. And the church then prepared us for the arts. And I've always said that the black church needs to intentionally prepare us for the arts, because they did it just so happened because there was so many, you know, singers. I'm telling you, you just walk down the street of Chicago and singers, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter what color or how they look. There are a lot of singing people in Chicago and in the Midwest, period, you know. But Dinah was able to do what I, you know, strive to do, was to kind of get the gospelness out of my voice to sing jazz, you know. But for her, she embraced it. And she had an interview, I think it was in Sweden, and the guy asked her, he said, well, what are you? Are you a jazz singer? Are you a gospel singer? She said, I'm all of them. You know, and she said, and I enjoy doing them all. And so I love the fact that she brought all of that to her music, which I like to think that's what I do, because you hear gospel, you hear jazz, you know, you hear, you know, some other things, you know, in that. And I think that the gospel roots still have their part in most music, and definitely, you know, in the blues that we hear. And so I love the fact that she just embraced all of it and still made it a part of her style. And then, of course, you know, the jazz part with her phrasing and everything, she was able to, you know, conquer that. I mean, she had a range out of this world. And not to say that the other singers, you know, didn't, but Dinah, when I was listening to some of stuff, I said, I can't sing in that key. You know, I can't sing in that key. You know, and so she just had a range. She was always up here,
you know, and that took a lot, and it was so natural.
Yeah, it never sounded forced. It sounded
No.
like it was, you know,
Yeah.
the easiest thing in the world, which of
Yeah.
course it's not,
No.
especially to stay in pitch. So
Yes, yes.
Well, you know, you were mentioning phrasing, and one thing I noticed while you were singing Embraceable, well, every song really, but Embraceable You, I think in particular, your use of space is beautiful, and how you phrase. You don't feel compelled to fill in, you know, and I think I know we want to get back to the music in a minute, but something I'd like to talk about if we have time is how your theatrical studies kind of play into that.
And that's exactly what it is, because, you know, it's no different, no difference, one of those words. You know, if I'm in a play, and my speaking part, you know, says, I'm an evil gal, don't you bother with me. You know what I'm saying? And you see how I gave that space to give the emphasis, you know. So it's no different in my singing. I'm an evil gal, and don't you bother with me. You know, or whatever, you know. And so the theater has certainly played a huge part in my interpretation, in my phrasing, and just feeling the music, you know, how I feel it. Because if I don't feel it, you won't feel it. And I just think that's important for every performer, every actor, every singer, every pianist, every drummer, every trumpet player. If you don't feel the music, shame on you if we don't feel it. Well, then what are we here for? If we can't take you someplace else, because people want to hear that. You know, I could sit up and singing all day long, have a beautiful voice, but my God, if I don't take you somewhere at some point, it's useless.
We're ready to be taken somewhere.
I'm ready to go.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go. Denise Thimes and Pete Benson.
Yeah. But she said she want to go. I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near when you call, and the only love I own for you and you alone. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime, and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and the only heart I own for you and you alone. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love that time can't destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'd be glad to know
that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love that time can't destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. Say it's me you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. That's all. Say it's me you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's
One, two, get up.
There is no greater love than what I feel for you. No greater love, no heart so true. There is no greater thrill than what you bring to me. No sweeter song, what you sing to me. all yours, the sweetest thing I have ever known. And to think you're mine all alone. There is no greater love, all the world is true. No greater love, what I feel for you. There is no greater love than what I feel for you. No greater love, no heart so true. There is no greater thrill than what you bring to me. No sweeter song, what you sing to me. Yeah. Yours the sweetest thing I have ever known. And to think you're mine all alone. There is no greater love, all the world is true. Oh, no greater love, no greater song, no greater love. What you do to me, no greater love. What I feel for you, no greater love.
You've been enjoying a performance by Denise Thimes and Pete Benson from PianoForte Studios in Chicago, part of our Jazz Fest Week activities here on 90.9 FM WDCB. Just a quick reminder that during the Chicago Jazz Festival this weekend, WDCB will be featuring artists at our own Jazz Lounge Friday through Sunday. Performers include Henry Johnson, Roy McGrath, and Maggie and Africa Brown. You can find the complete lineup on our website, wdcb.org, in the Music Lounge. Well, Denise, we've been celebrating Dinah Washington's birthday, and modestly, you have not referred to your own birthday coming up.
Yes, my birthday is Friday.
All right.
I will be 16, and I will be celebrating at Winter's Jazz Club, 2 sets, 7:30 and 9:30, and I hope that you all will join me for my birthday. It's going to be wonderful. So, unfortunately, I won't have Pete, but we have some wonderful musicians for you this Friday at Winter's Jazz Club.
And are there other performances that people should know about? You also perform in St. Louis still, don't you?
Yes, I do 2 annual concerts, a big Mother's Day concert, and I do a fall event because I have a foundation that I started in my mother's name, the Mildred Thimes Foundation for Pancreatic Cancer. Lost my mom in 1997 to pancreatic cancer during a time when there was not a lot of information on it. So I do that. And I will be performing at Dizzy's Coca-Cola Room in New York City, October 19th and 20th.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, I think we've got time enough for one more tune.
Mm-hmm.
What a difference a day made. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers, where there used to be rain. My yesterdays were blue, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine, Lord, what a difference a day made. There's a rainbow before me, skies above can be stormy, since that moment of bliss, Lord, that thrilling kiss, I say it's heaven when you find some romance on your menu. What a difference a day made. And the difference is you. Difference a day made. There's a rainbow before me, skies above can be cloudy, since that moment of bliss, Lord, that thrilling kiss, you see it's heaven when you find some romance on your menu. Yeah. Lord, what a difference a day made. You.
You've been enjoying a performance by Denise Thimes with pianist Pete Benson live from PianoForte Studios in Chicago. Tonight's broadcast was presented in partnership with PianoForte Chicago, serving Chicagoland and helping people love the piano for more than 15 years. Information at pianofortechicago.com. Thanks to Thomas Zolls, Rachel Fraser, and the entire crew at PianoForte for their help with this broadcast. And thanks to Clarice Kavoris, Dan Bindert, and Greg Easterling for production assistance. Thanks also to Denise Thimes and Pete Benson for performing for us this evening. We'd also like to thank Winters Jazz Club in Streeterville for supporting this broadcast. Scott and his crew will be welcoming Denise Thimes as she celebrates her birthday on Friday at Winters. I'm Leslie Karras. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for Folk Festival hosted by Lily Kuzma coming up next here on 90.9 FM WDCB.